Well, hello, my beautiful Aquarians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading all about you. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I will be using Gaia chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound. So let us start your reading and let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Aquarians, this is a little bonus reading all about you. Us tarot readers, we tend to focus on career, money, love, but we never ask how are you doing. So this reading is going to tap into what you're moving through at this moment in time and of course what lies on the other side. Now this reading, it tends to be quite specific, so please don't try to force it if it does not fit. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. So without further ado, let's get straight to your reading. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Aquarians? What are they going through at this moment in time? Can you please highlight the path that they're on and what lies on the other side? Illuminate to them what they need to be aware of for their highest good. So your first card there is the Devil card. Okay, now that is a foundation card. It can indicate that you're looking at toxicity in the everyday, whether this is food items, people, environments, the world. The Devil card can indicate that you're trying to eradicate negativity from your life as well as anything that is not good for you. But the Devil card as a foundation card, it can indicate that some of you feel a little bit stuck, okay, or a little bit bound to the spot. You're trying to make some changes, and of course you're trying to limit excess in your life, but also you want to lean into your passions. You know, you want to rewild in some way. I feel with that Two of Cups as a crossing card, it can indicate that some of you, are noticing that some of the things that you used to love, that had an affinity with you, suddenly you just don't feel the same way anymore, because the Devil card can indicate that you've had enough of something, or something's run its course, or it just feels overwhelming, or it's just not right anymore. The Two of Cups can indicate you once loved this thing, or this environment, or this person, or this situation, but there's an energy here of it's too much, or you just feel nothing for it anymore. The Devil card can also indicate, and this is going to be, a tough one. I gotta be honest with you with this message that's hitting me with these cards. I haven't even got the rest of your cards yet. The Devil card with a crossing card of the Two of Cups can indicate that you have high anxiety over the people that you really care about, okay? And you're always, worried about them. We got the Lovers card on the earthbound position. Of course, it's natural to worry, and sometimes even to the point of being excessive, because that's what the Devil card is. We can have like a fight or flight kind of response, an overwhelming sense of responsibility or duty to people that we care about, the people who are in our immediate circumstances. But we must not rob ourselves of joy or allow ourselves to be completely overwhelmed by this anxiety. What will be, will be. We can be cautious, we can be giving advice, but we cannot be, let's put it this way. Empathy burnout is real, okay? And it can leave you feeling drained, exhausted. So I'm just going to leave that there. I'm going to see how it will transform for you, because I do feel that, for some of you, yeah, Six of Cups, a return to better times. If you're worried about a relationship, because the Two of Cups is there, if there's been conflict or you've gone through a separation and you've been, stuck in a rut and you feel there's been manipulation there, because the Devil card can be manipulation, with the Lovers card there, this could be within a dynamic, like a friendship or relationship, romantic or otherwise. You may feel there's something going on right now that you're not really happy with. And that Seven of Pentacles indicates you're looking at the alternative. But personally, for you, I see that you return to better times, because your Six of Cups is your presiding card. So that's really positive, whatever that means for you. I'm going to have a look at the rest of the cards. We've got Six of Wands, and that's to allow yourself to be seen. We got the Four of Wands, something personally that you will celebrate in your future. A lot of you may also have felt separate from self. You may have felt there's a lot of negativity, and don't get me wrong here, and don't shoot the messenger I say, you may have been a little bit more grouchy than usual with the Devil card being your, foundation card. We all get into a funk, and it could be that, you're noticing when there's a lot of negativity in the world. You're an empath, so you're picking up vibrations. I say that because the Two of Cups and the Lovers card is there for you, which means, you pick up vibrations. You are an empath. You have deep feelings, and that's why you overcare. And it also indicates that with that Devil card, that you're trying to release the negatives. You're trying to step away, separate from anything negative in your life. But you had to see it first. I always say, that the Devil card, it actually serves a purpose. And that purpose is to illuminate where you feel stuck, what is toxic for you, what is not good for you. A lot of you are trying to break old habits. So for example, with that Devil card as your foundation card, on this Devil card, there is like a death card symbol there with a scythe, and it is actually the Devil card. Okay, so I want you to be aware of that. But it can indicate that you are, cutting out negativity, limiting any access to you from anyone who is negative or tries to bring you down or tries to trigger doubt within you. Also, you could be trying to release bad habits personally, but also, maybe even guide others to perhaps release theirs. But ultimately, the Devil card indicates that you're trying to be really disciplined with yourself and notice when there is either excessive manipulation, especially when it comes to world events or what you're being told, when it comes to, what's going on in the country that you live in or in the world at large, but also on a personal level, because this reading is all about you. The Devil card can indicate that some things have overwhelmed you and made you perhaps obsess. I gotta be real with the energies that are floating around at this moment in time, especially when it comes to world events. Even though this reading is about you, you will be affected by this. I want you to be aware if you are worried, obsessing about something or over anxious about something. Of course, we all come to this lifetime with a mission to spread love and acknowledge that everything is connected. But ultimately, if there's something you can actually physically do about something, then, exact that change. But if there's something you cannot do about the situation, then of course it will be what is meant to be. I can see that you're protected and directed. There's a lot of happiness and joy in your future. The King of Wands indicates, that you're getting back to this vitality of having more energy, more drive, more ambition, taking leadership of your life, conquering something that perhaps was a fear or an obsession. There, we all get moments of obsession. I'm not saying that you are obsessed, but, things that are outside of ourselves that can influence our frequencies must not rob you of joy, okay? So I feel a lot of you with that Six of Cups, you are going to return to more peace of mind, to a relief state, but also an energy that you are protected and that, this is a return to happier times. I want you to be aware of that. Now, because we have the Devil card as your foundation energy, and we have a Two of Cups, I want to bring this back to you right now. Of course, there's global events energy going on here. I can feel it in your frequency. It could be that you're just keeping your eye on things, but let's remove that from this at this moment in time. The Two of Cups can be relationships with people. It doesn't have to be romantic in nature. You may have noticed some shift in your friendships where you're evolving or, staying away from people who you feel do not have your best interest at heart, because the Two of Cups in the crossing position in a Celtic spread, it basically means that you're separating from something that perhaps you once had an affinity for or once you yearned for. You may have had, a very close relationship or friendship with somebody, and now it is shifted. And there is a lament there, a sadness, and you're making some choices based on the next steps. Some of you may feel that, you're searching for your soul tribe at this time, if friendships or dynamics within a family are shifting, and I feel that you will put yourself in a position to meet new people, and you will have a very strong network of support and friendships in your future. Often the Six of Cups indicates a gift when it comes to friendship, reciprocity, people really seeing you for who you are and understanding you, but also kind of like accepting you for who you are, okay? And you being your wonderful, authentic self. So if you are searching for soul tribe members, or where you feel like you have an affinity with people, you are going to be guided to those experiences to find new people and welcome them into your life, okay? But because that Two of Cups, it can indicate as well that perhaps there's something you want to attract into your life. It doesn't have to be love, but the Two of Cups can be connected to love. At grassroots, the Two of Cups is an attraction card. So there could be something on your heart right now that you really want, that you're trying to attract into your life, and you feel it's stuck, stagnant, or you're obsessively working towards it. The Devil card can indicate that perhaps something that you once loved doing, you feel bound to it now, or you feel stuck, or it's run its course, and you're looking at the next steps in order to expand on it or to reignite that spark for it, okay? It doesn't always have to be a person. It can be a project. It can be something that, exceeded your expectations, and you thought, wow, this is great. It's happening for me. And then suddenly you're like, oh, okay. When you get a certain level of success, I'm mentioning this because you have a Six of Wands here. To be successful in anything, you are allowing yourself to be seen. This is you being an influencer in some area of your life, that you have reached a measure of success, and now you got to maintain it and sustain it. And this could worry you or make you feel overwhelmed. For example, some of you may feel bound to it or stuck to it, okay? And if you've had toxic relationships, or you've been in a high-level commitment where there has been some level of toxicity there, and you've been going through a separation, it can be that you are trying to get back into the rhythm of your life and basically reclaim your power, which you will do because you have that King of Wands energy right there. On the earthbound position, this is what you're going through right now. You've got the Lover's card, which ultimately is a card of commitments. Okay, this could be commitments to your projects, to the people around you, to your job, to living life, your commitment to yourself as well, and to your nearest and dearest. The Lover's card also is a choice card. So I feel right now you're looking at your options. You're trying to simplify, bring balance and harmony into your life there. But also the Lover's card, it indicates that you may be trying to balance out a difficult situation, as well as lean into your belief system, as well as doing what you feel is right for you. This is a card where you examine your motives, your values, and contemplate which path to take for you right now. But I feel like you're on course to align with the best outcome for you, because having a Two of Cups in this position, it indicates that which you feel like you don't have right now, you are attracting it into your life. You're understanding what you need to do. However, there's some choices to make, and you are kind of leaning into the alternative right now. Some of you may feel that with that Devil card, that life has got stagnant. It feels like it's the same old day, just a different thing, a repetitive routine, and you're feeling frustrated. You may feel that things were easier in the past, especially manifestation, opportunities. The Magician card also is about control. Okay, so you may have felt like you could control your life to a certain degree before, and now it feels like the world has turned on its head and everything feels weird and, it doesn't make sense anymore. So you may be trying to understand where the shift was. And for some of you, because there is a lot of energy about control here, the Devil card, the Magician card, these are major arcana cards about manipulation and control. And what I see here is that you are seeing through all of this illusion, or you're seeing through the structure of control in the world or in your personal circumstances, and you're trying to break free from all of those limitations so that you can do more things that you love, so you can embrace freedom, and so you can, follow your path. And with that Lover's card energy, I feel this is an energy of making a decision right now that will literally change your life. And I feel like you're distancing yourself from this Devil energy. Now, I didn't choose the cards for you, my beautiful Aquarian, so a lot of you may be like, nope, that's not me right now, but I have to honor what's coming out in this reading. So whoever this is resonating with, I'm grateful that the message is coming through, because I want you to be aware. Greater times lie ahead, more fun, more peace of mind, but also a simplicity. Okay, and the universe is sending you opportunities as well, because the Six of Cups is, a gift from the universe. It often indicates either a message, a person, information, situations, money, prosperity, whatever it is that you are yearning for right now, even though you're feeling a bit stuck or rooted to the spot. And perhaps, with that devil energy, you feel completely stuck in a rut. Well, there is change here that will benefit you, and it feels that you're just breaking through illusions and saying, okay, what's holding me back? What's the limitation here? And the limitation, it can be that you're about to make some major changes, but you tend to factor everybody in, which is wonderful. But if you're factoring everybody in and then that kind of limits your options, then I feel like from a non-selfish viewpoint, you're kind of choosing you, and it will benefit the people around you in the long term, whatever this decision is. But ultimately, I feel like you've come to this lifetime and you have to acknowledge that you got something to do for you, but you'll still share a part of yourself with the people that you really care about. And I mention that because the Two of Cups and the Lover's card indicates that you are really connected to the people who are around you, that are in your inner circle, the people who are ride or die, or your family, your soul tribe. And I feel there is an energy here of you perhaps even breaking free from a generational cycle or a wound that is played out. Something that you've been tolerating that with that devil card energy has been a toxic trait. You're saying, I can't do this anymore. You've been fighting this with love because you have crossing cards of love here, and you've tried, and I feel a lot of you may have been exhausted. And again, this is not going to resonate with everyone, but I have to acknowledge the Two of Cups as a crossing energy, and this is very complex, so again, as I said, it may not resonate. With the Devil card, if, for example, you've been dealing with a person who is, portraying some sort of toxic trait, or you've found it challenging and you're just stuck with this situation and you've tolerated it for a long time. You want to be there for that person, but you may feel that being there for that person all the time has kind of like, I just want the word to come through for my guides. Enabled. Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful. Enabled the behavior. And I feel this card can indicate in this crossing position, some of you are thinking about removing yourself or allowing whoever this is, if it is a person, to find their way. You're just going to be there as like a support network. However, it's almost like you're taking a little bit of a step back. So again, I see an olive branch in your future. I see someone, finding their way and acknowledging that you stepping back actually helped them find their own way back to themselves as well. So if you're dealing with someone like that, I do see an olive branch and, more of a solution-based experience with this person, okay? So I'm just going to leave it like that. But a lot of you detoxifying, decluttering, body, mind, and soul. And the Magician card indicates that you've made a promise to yourself to regain control of your life in some way. Of course, the Magician card is about manifestation. It's about your personal power and how your thoughts become things, and that basically you have all the resources that you need in order to move forward, because everything is within you. What we see in our mind, we can literally have in our hand, but we must match the vibration of what it is that we want, okay? And because you have a lot of heart-centered cards, the Lover's card and the Two of Cups, sorry, it should have been that way around. But you have those two cards. Now, this is something that my guides brought me to recently, so I'm going to share it with you. But because we have the manifestation card, Magician card in the past, a lot of you may feel like, you know what, you've been trying to manifest, you've been trying to attract something into your life, you've been working really hard, you've been putting all the effort in, because the Seven of Pentacles indicates you've been through it, okay? You've been invested, you've been working really hard to make life work, okay? And you may feel it's slow moving. But if you've had an issue with manifestation, my guides brought me to, the frequencies. What you want literally wants you, okay? In your future, there is a version of you that has exactly what you desire. And you've just got to match that frequency. Now, there is a scientific experiment where someone has a tuning fork, okay, and an item that hangs. It could be an item of fruit, or it could be, an inanimate object there that is hanging from a thread in front of a tuning fork, okay? Now, they get another tuning fork, and they hit the tuning fork over here, and with the tuning fork with a certain frequency that does not match this one, the inanimate object or the fruit does not move. But as soon as they get the exact frequency that matches this tuning fork over here, and they've got one over here, and they hit this, the vibes move, and then they start to move the object, the fruit. So basically, this indicates that as soon as you match the frequency, and actually Albert Einstein talked about it all the time, when you match the frequency with what it is that you desire, you move the object closer to you. It starts to shift, okay? Now, our hearts are electrical currents. Feel the beat of your heart. Really feel the pulse of your heart and how it is beating right now, because that's an electrical current. That's a frequency. It is emanating from your body. And really visualize what it is that you want. And say the words of what you want as well, either in your mind or out to the universe, okay, to the beat or rhythm of your heart. Okay, really see it, really feel it, but also connect to the beat of your heart. That is your electrical current. So my guides gave me that, or they brought me to those very different experiments, but my guides were saying match the rhythm of what it is you want, and therefore what you want will be brought closer, because you have attraction cards here. These cards are literally something that you want to attract into your life. You're looking at your options right now. Your heart wants something. The Magician card is going to turn night into day. A lot of you may have been going through some troubled times or some challenges there, and you're turning something that was negative into a positive, pain to gain, success after adversity, because you do have a Six of Wands here, which is like you're powering on through, you're showing up for yourself, and the Six of Wands is success. So you've been successful before, you've manifested before, you may not have been able to control it, but now I see that you are going to be able to, lock onto something with action, of course, because you're taking charge of your life, but you're going to manifest something into your life quicker. It's taken a long time so far, but when you shift, I think there's a mindset shift here, you're going to draw something in super quick. I mean, Ten of Pentacles, a lot of you, it's money, or it is something that is tangible, that will bring prosperity or stability here. So I do see some affluence, wealth in your future. Also, I just want to apologize that sometimes I'm going to silence moments of this video because I just have this cough that I can't quite get over from a cold that, I feel absolutely fine, but this cough keeps coming and I don't want to be coughing loudly in your ear. So, when you hear a silence, it's because I coughed. Okay, so I just want you to be aware of that. Now, back to your reading. Six of Cups is in your presiding energy. So basically means it's a return to happier times. The Ten of Pentacles can be like you focus on your legacy, for your future, thinking about 401ks, thinking about, will you have enough? Will you be stable? Looking at the energy, you're taking actions right now that show that, yes, you will be secure and stable in your future. But also, the Ten of Pentacles can be family or people you consider soul tribe members. So it can be that for some of you, if you've been going through a separation or divorce, you've been navigating a brand new era. And, you may be wondering, will you love again? But most importantly, you're coming home to self. You're getting back into the rhythm of your life. You're on a pathway towards rewilding. So if you felt stuck or stagnant, and there's been a lot of negativity, or there's been a lot of manipulation or game playing going on there, I feel like you are kind of purifying your frequency so that you can reclaim your power and move forward and, face a new dawn and be excited about what comes, because I see you falling in love in your future again. I see there is a simplicity, as I mentioned, but I also see this playfulness, this playful side coming out there too. And of course, if you have been going through something challenging, whether it's to do with family members or work or whatever it is that you are trying to manifest as well, I do see with the Seven of Pentacles in your future, you're looking at an alternative path. This is actually a slow one success card. It means that, something is developing with commitment. Consistency is the key to success. But Seven of Pentacles can indicate there's something that personally right now in your life you're dissatisfied with. Either you feel stuck in a rut, or you feel it's the same old thing, you're bored, or it's not that you're bored of, how can I put that? It's not that you're bored of the circumstances. It's just that nothing happens, or you're fed up of people and how they don't, stand up, or they kind of let you down because you have the Two of Cups and the Lover's card there. It can be that, you're someone who's there for people all the time, and suddenly you've seen a shift in people and you just feel let down or disappointed, because this card can be, as I said, you just feel like, you're checking the exchange of something. You've been giving so much and you feel the exchange is off. There's no reciprocity, no give and take. So either that's in a friendship or relationships, or it can be, in something that you're working on right now, and you just fed up that it's just kind of stuck right now at a plateau, and you may have been anxious about it or obsessing about it. But I do see this reignition of spark and things starting to move. The Seven of Pentacles is an energy of, accomplishment, but a need for something more. Or it's like something is hard work right now, whether it's a person or an environment, or just, that you're stuck in this repetitive cycle. And you're looking at what is the, new strategy. How can I approach this differently? Or how can I distance myself from this? Because this card indicates that you're not afraid to admit what is no longer working for you. So I feel like you are taking your wonderful self elsewhere, whether it's curiosity about a different path, or you just feel like a friendship it's run its course, or you just feel like you want to distance yourself from other people's negativity right now so that you can be successful in something you want to do. Because, of course, you're an empath, you absorb a lot of other people's energy. If you've got a Devil card, a Two of Cups, and a Lover's card right there with a Seven of Pentacles, it tells me that, you're just fed up of everybody being so negative around you. Even if it's like going out to a restaurant, there's always something wrong with the food, or there's always something wrong somewhere, and you're doing your best. You're bringing like stuff to the table of life and saying, how about this? Let's go here. Let's make things interesting. Let's do this. And if you're met with people constantly complaining or being frustrating, I feel like you're kind of getting to the end of the toleration point where you're like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to do stuff, and I'm just going to like find my way, because I want to celebrate the moment rather than, exist in this negativity. So I feel a lot of you like at that point right now. And, your advice to yourself in this moment is the Six of Wands. Be successful in whatever it is that you're doing. Six of Wands is celebration. That's why I say a lot of you are like, celebrate the moment, celebrate yourself. So if you felt like you're navigating this brand new world that feels like it doesn't make sense, that there's manipulation going on there's a lot of illusion being broken right now, it can be that you are noticing structures break down in your life. And you are, as almost like a rebellious act, celebrating yourself. That's so important. We're given so many, and my readings are not about aesthetics, but you do have, a King of Wands as an outcome card, which means beauty, attraction, that you are someone who is, reclaiming your power and having body positivity and just getting more energy and feeling that great vitality about yourself. You're rewilding and reigniting that spark. The Devil card can be that you're leaning into your passions. You want life to be fizzy. You don't want to be stuck in a rut. But when we live in, a society that gives us kind of like impossible standards with beauty, for example, everybody's airbrushed. No one is like real on these covers or in these things. And we can kind of like, when we grow up within like a structure like that, and we believe that that is the norm, that's what we should aspire to, sometimes it makes us feel like we're lacking in some way. So if you've gone through that when you were younger, I feel like you are maturing to the point where you're like, you know what? You have emotional security. You feel more compassion for yourself. You're loving yourself. You're comfortable with yourself. You're celebrating yourself. So I feel this is about you coming home to yourself at this time and reclaiming your sovereignty over self because of that King of Wands. And if some of you felt like you've been grieving a part of your life, or you felt that you've lost touch with a part of yourself where things used to just be easier, or you felt that, something has shifted in your life that somehow has like, and don't shoot the messenger when I say this, but it feels almost like you've been ejected out of your life in some way, like everything is different, and you're trying to navigate your way through that right now, you will return, because the Four of Wands is a reunion card, reunion with self, reunion with people that perhaps have changed or shifted in some way. This could be that, you find an affinity, there's an olive branch, or suddenly people start to see that maybe, and again, I'm not sure what this is about, but I got to honor my guides here, what I'm being given. You may have felt there was like an exterior manipulation that caused this challenge within a dynamic. So, for example, if this is you having an issue or conflict with a person that's close to you, it could be that there was outside interference in some way. okay? Whether it's through people or, you know, world events, whatever it is. It feels like something manipulated the situation and you distanced yourself from this. And for some of you, you're just taking an alternative path and you're never looking back. But if you want to return to something, heal something with somebody, or even heal something within yourself, Four Wands is a return home to self, but also it is celebration. It is good news for you personally, but it's also this creative phase. So a lot of you, your passions are starting to come to the fore once more. If you've been creatively blocked for some time, I would say that this is a great period where suddenly something shifts and you reconnect to that part of yourself. But also this is about celebrating the moment, going out, dancing, having fun, and letting your hair down. The Devil card can indicate life has got very serious. There's a lot of responsibility on you. Ten of Pentacles indicates that you are someone who is duty bound in some way. You know, you have felt this sudden urge for security in everything that you do. And this could come from something that occurred a couple of years ago. Humanity went through something where it shifted. And although that period is like over, there's the fallout of that. There is the ripple effect where suddenly we cling to security. We do things that perhaps we'd never done before. And now it's like in our bones. It's in us. So with that sense of duty or responsibility and heaviness and seriousness, it may have been hard to plan things. It may have been hard to, you know, move forward on something, because that Devil card, no matter who you are, I feel like I'm picking up on someone who's rooted to the spot or has felt that, you know, there hasn't been change. It feels like everything's different and yet somehow it's still the same, but you're stuck. There's no movement forward. Whereas in the past, it feels like there was movement. You could transform. And right now you just feel stuck in something. But transform it will, and you will reclaim your power there. Now, the Ten of Pentacles is in the hope and a fear position. So this can be that you hope that things go back to some sort of normal for you, that you feel stable, secure, and that, you know, any relationships are salvageable, for example. And for some of you, if you are someone who's been single your whole life, or you've been single and you've been searching for love and you haven't found the person you're hoping to find, some of you are hoping to find love and you will find your soulmate. Some of you may be hoping to get married. Ten of Pentacles can be a marriage card. If you're separating right now, this can indicate that, you know, you hope it to be fair when it comes to a divorce settlement and things like that. I mean, with the Devil card, there's a potential for a little bit of dirty play, so just watch out for that, okay? But with the King of Wands energy, this could be someone who influences the situation for the positive. So that could be someone who legally represents you, for example, who has dealt with this sort of thing before. They know, you know, how to deal with this. They manage it. And it feels like there's a return to fair times, but also happier times for you with more peace of mind. So that's coming out there as well. But also, the Ten of Pentacles, because it's in a position where you read the reverse as well as the upright in this position, you do that in two positions in this spread, okay? This can indicate that some of you, if there's been family conflict, you hope for it to be resolved, but you're not going to abandon yourself and your needs at the cost of this challenging relationship, okay? So I feel a lot of you distancing yourself, and that can come with a lot of emotions when you have to distance yourself from people that you really care about, that you want to lean into for support and be there for them. That can come with a lot of mixed emotions, and that can be something that weighs heavy on you sometimes, but you got to do what is right for you and what is healthy for you, because looking at the energy, you're choosing the healthier options. Also, I feel this card highlights that you're about to come into a rare opportunity. Rainbows are considered rare, especially in tarot and spirituality. And of course, Ten of Pentacles indicates that whatever you're working on right now, you're turning a Seven of Pentacles into a Ten of Pentacles. So there is a rare opportunity coming on in where you will increase finances in some way, work really hard towards stabilizing your future. This could be savings. This could be some sort of, I mean, Ten of Pentacles normally is a windfall, okay? I'm not saying everyone goes out there and plays a competition or plays a lottery to win something, okay? But there is potential for you to win something in your future. Just looking at your cards, Six of Cups is some sort of divine intervention to offer you something. So it could be a job or a role, or it could be like a bursary, an award. Some of you could literally be winning an award, okay? But these are things outside of yourself. I feel more than anything, if you've been going through like some hormonal issues, for example, you come back into balance. A lot of you are rehydrating, and after a period of excess, because we have the Two of Cups there, can be that you are trying to limit what you imbibe if you tend to like a tipple, for example, and it can be that you have more vitality, more energy, and more focus. But if you are going through like a hormonal imbalance there, I see that you can connect to a healthcare provider who deals with this in a really professional manner, and they're very successful in how they help you manage this and kind of like guide you towards getting back to best, if that makes sense. So that's there as well. But the King of Wands energy, because it is a person, there's two energies coming from this. One is your energy, and this reading is all about you. And this is about you reclaiming your power and being the leader in your life and taking center stage of your life. You are the main character. Yes, you can factor in and share the spotlight with other people. Yes, you can share your life and soften with other people and allow them in if you feel that they deserve a place in your life. But with that King of Wands energy, it is an acknowledgement that this is your life and these are your choices to make. And you must live by those choices. But remember, choices do not define us. We can make a choice that has a certain outcome, and then suddenly we feel, okay, I'm not happy with that, because we've got the Seven of Pentacles there in your near future. It can be that, if you make a decision that you go, okay, I tried that out, because we're all about trial and error. That's what the magician does. We're all just walking each other home, and we're trying things out along the way, okay? We must lead with love and compassion and understanding as much as possible without it, damaging us or forcing us to abandon ourselves for the sake of everything else. So I feel a lot of you are in that mindset right now. And, if you feel like you make a choice or a decision that you're not happy with, you can always change that. There is an energy here where there's no such thing as failure. Only, an indication of how to do something differently if you don't like the outcome the first time around. I don't see that the outcome is going to be negative. In fact, I see you being in a really powerful, strong position to lead in your life. Six of Cups, you're going to be really happy with the outcome. Six of Cups is a return to better times. And I feel some of you with that Six of Cups, it can be a lot of nostalgia of how it used to be in the past. And we can cling on to that. That's wonderful. But it's a memory. It doesn't exist anymore. Look forward, not backwards. Yes, a lot has changed in the world over the last couple of years, and we have to acknowledge that perhaps we're not going back to the way it was before. And I hate this sentence, but it's been bandied around all the time for the last 6 years, the new normal. Well, you're reclaiming your power. What's your new normal? This is an energy right now of you kind of leaning into prosperity, into the people you consider your nearest and dearest, doing what you got to do, and your hard work is going to take you to the top. And I feel this is about you having more energy, more inspiration, more passion, and not allowing any negativity to drag you down, okay? Because you are a light worker. You came to this lifetime. Whoa, did you see the power that came from that? We have the heart. Wow. The fact that my guides gave me this message for you, this is powerful. I mean, I've not given that message in any other reading ever about the electrical current of the heart and how you should say the words of what it is that you want in a manifestation. The fact that that card shot right out of this deck, there's a big message here that you were meant to receive. And because, of course, Aquarius season and energy is the age that is meant to transform humanity. So, you were not born an Aquarian by accident. You came here to transform. So we've got solitude and we got the wheel. So some of you may have felt isolated or a little bit stuck in a rut, or you felt that, people are misunderstanding you, not seeing you recently, but that is about to change for you. So your first card there is the heart, which I am overjoyed by. I mean, there's so many cards in that deck you could have got. Attachment, that definitely came out there as well. So interesting. Maybe it's you're breaking attachments to things that are negative. We've got risk and reward. There's so many other things that could have come out there, but you got the heart. And it says here, the energy of love surrounds you. That's why you got the Two of Cups and the Lover's card. There's a lot of love around you. And if you're currently, searching for your soul tribe, remember that you have a big soul tribe in spirit as well. Your spirit guides, as well as, your family members who have walked this journey before. I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love, but they walk by your side, okay? So there is a lot of love that surrounds you. Open your heart and you will attract whatever your heart desires. I mean, boom, that's literally what your whole message was about there. And we've also got solitude, especially in moments of quietness. Listen to your heart. It whispers. But, you know, the heart just, it beats. It's doing its thing. You don't even think about it. Like, it beats, I don't know how many times a day, but it's doing its thing in silence, doing its thing. Magic. That is the magic. So if we lean into the vibration of that, the Wheel of Fortune indicates fortune turns in your favor, right? You're manifesting something here. And it says, look at your life with a deeper, more spiritual understanding to help you get your priorities straight. I did say you have a lot of commitments right now, a lot of sense of duties. So it's about leaning into structure, making sure that, you know, the best structure can help you have more time for you. And we've got the wheel, and it says, your luck is about to change. And I definitely see that. It says, there's unseen forces working for you which will change the path of your life. Spirit guides, you know, ancestors walking by your side, guiding you, protecting you. But be open to the changes and trust your instincts, most importantly, okay? So that was a great reading. I really love that for you. And finally, we got, firstly, we've got a golden horse right there. So we have moved into the year of the fire horse. So advancement, expansion, success, you know, things getting a little bit faster and opportunity coming towards you. Also, this is about you leading with passion and drive. And we've also got a T, my favorite, a T with a heart on it. Lead with love, okay? Open your heart. I mean, I just can't believe that the heart has shown up again in a trinket. And like when I go into the trinket bowl, and of course you can't see my eyes, so you do have to trust me on this one. I totally get that. But I close my eyes because I like to be surprised by the trinkets as well. And when I put my hand in there, it just feels like a whole load of metal. Okay, I mean, like obviously if this one comes along, I can feel that that's different. But, you know, generally there's just metal. You can sometimes feel that there's something a little bit more solid like a crystal, but this came out for you and I just love it because it highlights again that the heart space is working for you on a manifestation level right now. And there's something in your heart that you're about to receive. Lead with love. Lead with, you know, an open heart, but always be discerning and trust your instincts for when you need to distance yourself from anything that you feel is negative or not, you know, productive for your advancement on your soul journey. Okay, so I'll leave it there, my beautiful Aquarians. I hope something resonates there. Thank you so much, and love and light.